Hey everyone, this is Oniisanbomber. So, AI is everywhere. We see it in the news all around us. The financial markets are going all in on AI. Nvidia is worth more than Germany itself. But what if I told you that AI isn't going to replace you? AI isn't going to destroy the world as we know it. What if I told you it is going to be something far worse? In this video, we will look at what I think is the realistic outcome of the current AI revolution. No Skynet doomsday scenario, no nuclear war, no mutated viruses, and why I think we will be getting the worst possible outcome. So, first of all, AI isn't actually AI. The current crop of AI that is being pushed into the world are what we call LLMs, large language models. I won't go into great detail as to how they work because it's been covered by much better YouTubers and journalists, but to make a quick summary, companies like OpenAI harvest all of the data that is available on the internet, feed that into their large language models, and then use that data to formulate answers. It uses advanced mathematical formulas to put together words by association to create intelligent sounding answers. But large language models can create the appearance that they are thinking. But in the end, they are pattern matching words based on the training data that they've been fed. That is why large language models are prone to hallucinating when they don't have the definite answer to something, because they aren't actually thinking. They are pattern matching words. So in light of that, AI is not context aware, and it does not have the intelligence to handle the messy world that we call reality. But that doesn't mean that companies aren't going to try and fail and keep trying to replace human beings with AI. The potential cost savings that can come from replacing real human employees with AI is just far too tempting. So here's what I think will realistically happen in the short to medium term. AI won't replace you, but it will partially replace you. For example, where a company might need 10 engineers to design an airplane, they can now have 3 engineers who check and refine AI output. Where there were previously 10 designers needed for a project, now there's only 2 designers needed who work together with AI. So basically, the jobs we know now will still exist, but there will be just fewer of them. The other 7 engineers who got fired, they will need to look for an ever-dwindling number of engineering jobs as AI gets better and better. The difficulty of finding a job will be 100 times higher than it is today, and 1,000 times higher than it was in the past decades. Instead of sending out 100 job applications, you will need to send out 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 applications before finding anything. At the same time, though, the media around us will feed us the message that productivity is higher than ever. And if you can't find a job, it's because you are lazy and entitled. The problem with partial AI replacement is that there will not be a political case for universal basic income, where every person gets a monthly sum of money so they can afford to live. As long as it is necessary for people to perform work, as small as that number of people might be, universal basic income just isn't politically possible. And because AI cannot fully replace us, there will always be some people who are working. So AI will partially replace us. It will drastically reduce the number of available jobs. We will still need to find a job, and competition for those jobs will be higher than ever. But the worst case scenario isn't just over yet. I think it will go a lot further. Next, I want to talk about the AI bubble. So, large language models are essentially very powerful versions of the predictive texting feature that you have on your smartphone. Maybe that's an oversimplification, but you get my point. Huge amounts of money are being poured into this technology, underpinned by the promise that we will reach AGI, artificial general intelligence. You know, the greed surrounding this whole thing is stupendous. Everyone wants to profit off this bubble. Everyone wants to get rich quick. Everybody wants to make some easy money. And a financial bubble is nothing new. It is as old as capitalism itself. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just my own unqualified armchair opinion. But I think this is a bubble. And this bubble will burst because the underlying technology of large language models cannot lead to AGI, I think, because large language models do not think. They cannot think. They only pretend to think. They have no sense of self-awareness. When the AI bubble bursts, and it will, in my opinion, it'll threaten to drag the entire US economy and the world with it. pension funds, retirement accounts, insurance firms, savings accounts, all of it will go down with it. Now, there's some talk about the way things will go when and if the bubble bursts. There are possible scenarios that might occur, but I think it will be remarkably simple. The governments of the world will be forced to print money to save this Hindenburg-sized disaster. They will have to bail out all of the big tech companies. They won't have a choice. It's either that or anarchy. But printing money means taking on debt. And who will have to pay back that debt? In my opinion, it'll be you and me, the taxpayer. Just like in 2008, we will pay back the debt while companies responsible for this mess will get a bailout and the CEOs will get a big fat bonus. Whatever is left of the middle class will be wiped out for good by this. There might be some protests here and there, but in the end, just like after the 2008 crisis, we will move on carrying the debt burden of these companies. No one will go to jail. No criminal charges will be made. They will get away with it just like they've done so in 2008, every crisis before that. But will there be real AGI, artificial general intelligence? I think so. Yeah, there will be real AGI at some point. The new quantum chips that Microsoft and others are developing seem to be quite promising. My own gut feeling tells me real proper AGI is 30 years away, maybe, which means that assuming as you are a millennial, you and I will get to slog through this mess for the next 30 years until we are around 60 years old. I know that's a really bleak picture of the future, and I hope I am wrong. Originally, I was going to end the video here, but it left a really bad taste in my mouth. Is there truly nothing good that can come out of this? At first I thought there isn't, but then something positive did occur to me. The Apple Vision Pro wasn't well received. All of this virtual reality and augmented reality stuff didn't become mainstream, no matter how hard the tech companies pushed it. Remember the metaverse? Neither do I. My gut feeling tells me that this stuff didn't become adapted by the masses because to an extent, everyone is sick of technology. We are sick of how dependent we are on our phones. We are sick of Slack messages. We are sick of Zoom meetings. Strapping a screen to our faces was the final line in the sand, and everyone silently said no with their wallets. I think this will happen with AI as well. There will be a period of time when AI is hyped, and I think we live in that time period right now. But eventually, everyone will get sick of technology. We will want to go outside and touch grass. We will want to discover something for ourselves rather than have an AI feed us the answer. We will want to talk to a real person. But what can you do? I would say try your best not to let AI invade your life. Read a book, any book. Buy it off Amazon or your local bookstore or go to the library. It doesn't matter. Hang up a calendar on your wall rather than relying solely on Google Calendar. Take up a hobby that has nothing to do with technology, like writing or climbing or reading or arts and crafts. Do everything you can to keep the thinking muscles in your brain working and thinking. And maybe we can form a community here, a little community that is sick of technology and just a little too nostalgic for the past. Anyways, that's all for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.